Hello. All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. So it is me. How are you doing today? I know some of you can't answer back depending on what platform you're on, but I wanted to come on because today is National Women's Day. Big up to us women. And it had me wanting to um, not question, but ask some things of like a godly woman. And so I looked it up because I will look up something fast, quick, in a hurry. And I looked up Godly Woman, and what it says is Godly Women rewrite the vision. So I was amazed that I seen this because, of course, when you write the vision, Habakkuk 2 and 3 really gets me. That was one of the first scriptures that I ever read, ever read. Who would have knew? And for it to come back to that, I just was like, okay, God, this is you. So I just gonna come on, and I'm only gonna be on for a little bit just to tell you, like, write your vision out, write it out. Even though things are going on, and you like, I don't know what's happening. This doesn't seem to be lining up and everything. Read Habakkuk 2 because I'm telling you, and I'm going to paraphrase here. It's not going to be like word for word for you. However, it says basically, so I wrote it down so you guys can get a gist of what I'm saying. Write the vision as a godly woman. Rewrite the vision, and it's for future time. If it's slow to come, it is being fulfilled. We just have to wait patiently. I'm not going to do it because that's jumping all over the place. But for you, yeah, just be patient in it. Just because it's moving slow does not mean it won't be fulfilled. God has a reason why He does everything, and it's going to come at the appointed time. So, write your vision. So, if you want to, like I was explaining yesterday, for me, go back to school, own a business, purchase a different house, just anything that you want. Write your vision down. But I know for me, the vision that I always write first is I say, God, I want your will. I want, more than anything, I want your will to take place because I have the vision. But I also know that my vision has to line up with God's will. So I can write it out, and He will give you your heart's desires. He does. But you want to make sure that it's not worldly things. It's not things that's going to actually be, a destruction for you. Because we'll see things from the outside saying we want something, not knowing that later on down the line that it can cost us something that, we didn't even think it would. So I always say, God, your will, and prepare me for whatever it is you need me to do. So you write your will, write your vision out, but you can say, God, your will in it, and write it up. When I tell you I write letters to Him, I write letters to Him because He's my best friend. He's someone who is trustworthy and honest and believable. Like, I believe him. So I just write to him often. It helps me. You'll find something that will help you in your relationship, in your communion with him. And it's your uniqueness, your unique relationship with him. So write it out. And I'm telling you, it will come to pass. It will come to pass. I am a living witness of it will come to pass. So where you think it is slow, it's slow for a reason because you may be needing to gain more instructions for what it is He needs you to do, what He needs to be done. So write your vision out. you know, I was laughing and joking about us women. You hear us roar and everything, but I've been finding out lately that I don't necessarily need to roar for for me to say, hey, I'm a woman, watch me roar. I was telling somebody, you do know when it comes to the cats, the women are the hunters. They are the ones that go out and they bring it back. So we as women can go and get the things that need to be done, and get the things that have to be, brought back into our either our households, our businesses, even our minds. I've been seeking knowledge in a really great way. Um, I was having like a little bit of struggle. I'm being honest with you guys. I was having a little bit of a struggle because on my YouTube and all of the social media stuff that I have, everybody is like, well, one person was telling me, you need to speak more out to people to motivate them this. And at first I was like, okay, I can do that. But I just felt fake. I can only come on here and be my genuine Audrey Elaine self. So do I want to motivate people? Yes, I do. So I'm writing a vision that, God, I don't want to change who I am. I'm just now getting who I am for me. I'm not wanting to blend in or any like being a chameleon anywhere I was. So if you were quiet, I was quiet. If you were loud, I was loud. Wherever I was, I wanted to blend in and be with that. And now I'm finding out who I am. Sometimes I'm animated, sometimes I'm not. So if I can motivate anybody, I'm going to tell you to be your true self. Write the vision of who you want to be. I wrote a lot of things out about me that I didn't even know I had in me. I discovered them along the way. And I was like, God, I didn't know that I was this vocal in a positive, wonderful way. So write your vision out. And I'm telling you, for me, I'll give you, because I always give y'all what I write out. But I wrote, God, your will. I want your will in my life. God, I want to have a better relationship with you. God, I need more of you. God, I just want to thank you for saving me. I want to thank you for everything you have done in my life. I want to thank you for you now not losing sight of who I am. That you sought after me. Regardless of what I've done, you still sought after me. And then I went on to start writing some things out that I wanted him to do. Teach me your word. Teach me your will. Teach me how to love. Teach me how to communicate. Teach me how to trust. Because that was one of the issues that I had. Trusting people. Trusting him. Some people may not get it, but it was a thing of trusting him. Because I had went off a man. What man can do for me? And let me tell you, that ship sailed. Because men can do for you until they don't do. Where God is, I do for you continually. I keep on going. I'm consistent. He's consistent. So I love that I can trust his word. I love the fact that I say, God, where I never trusted anyone in you before, I trust them even more. How can you go from not trusting to just extreme trust in him? Like when I say, when your will be done, his will, I'm in his will. So it's like, at the end, it's someone leaving you an inheritance and everything. That's God. He didn't left me an inheritance. And for him to trust me with myself now, it's a great thing. Because before I was going off a man. So anything somebody told me to do, I would do. Or go here and do this. You should take this. You should do this. I was going off a man. And now I get to go off of my Father. I get to go off of God. And I can trust his word to lead me all the way. And more importantly, I love that he's never lost sight of me. Even when I lost sight of myself. Even when I lost, like, everything. I thank him for it. Some people, you may not get it with all that's going on in my life and in your life. How are you still so grateful? How are you still so happy? How are you still so amazed at how God can turn things around? So you be thinking that he's going to turn the situation around to put it back where he was, and he's going to say, no, I do more. I do better. I go forth. I don't need you in that same thinking. I don't want you here. So I'm going to move and grow you in an area where I know I need you. And for that, I'm grateful. with everything that's raging on, you know, I lost my mother. I lost my grandmother. I didn't went through every kind of, oh, not every kind of, but I've been an addict of, just about everything. Pills, drinking, weed. And those was my things. Even food. And I lost my husband, and not from death, but from divorce. And I will honestly say it's been like the best thing ever. Because, like I tell people, and I'm going to tell you, you can go through some stuff in life and you will grow when you start dealing with it. Don't run from your problems, deal with them, and watch how God will just grow you in them, how he would transform your life in a way that you didn't even expect. So like I tell people, my divorce does not define me. It discovered me. My divorce discovered me. I did not know I had this woman inside of me. I didn't know. And you talking about confidence? Yes, I'm confident in it all because I have God confidence. I have his word. So who do I believe? I believe him. I'm not going to believe man. With all this going on and raging around me, why believe man when you can believe God's word? He has a history. They're facts. So do I go off of someone's emotions or reactions, or do I go off of his word? Do I go off of, if I just look back over my life? That's a fact right there for me. So what are you going to do for your life to get better? What are you going to do? Don't you want to grow? Don't you want to be better? Don't you want to have more of him in your life? Let me tell you the most thing you're going to want. Peace. Peace. You can't buy it. You can't buy it. You can't buy it. And no man can give it to you. Only he can. When you change your mind and change your thinking and change everything that does not need to be with you and be in you, watch God do some amazing things in your life. And don't always go off of the fact of financial things, because that's coming. That's there. That's in his word. He will give you that. But start with God. I need wisdom. I need peace. I need to learn how to love. I need to learn how to communicate. I need to learn how to listen. And watch what he do. Watch what he do. You can't see it while it's happening. You'll see a whole lot of storms raging and all kinds of circumstances and situations coming up. But I promise you, stay connected to him and watch how he does it. My overseer always say it, done, done, done. Look what done does. Look what God done does. So for me and my circumstances and everything that was going on, when people told me they was done with me, look what God did. Look what God has done. And I thank him for it. I thank him for it. Because I never knew this Audrey Lane, and some of you guys know me as Muffy, exist. I didn't know she was inside of me. That she had a voice that wasn't an angry, crazy type voice. I love the fact of just God being who he is, how he opens up more and more to me. It's a daily thing. And sometimes throughout the day, it's a moment to moment thing. I love communicating with him. I thought for years, oh, I am a Christian. That was religious. Oh yeah, I have the Bible open up to Psalms 23 with dust on it. Because I didn't read it. But reading his word, when I tell you, I get excited. Reading this Habakkuk 2, all of it. Read the whole chapter. One, you better read this word, because I'm telling you, every time you read it, it changes. Not the word doesn't change, but how you view it, your perspective on it kind of change. And sit down with somebody who has more knowledge of the Bible than you, and watch how you start wanting to open it. It's history in it, history in the making that keeps on going. Man, let me tell you, the Bible is so revealing, rewarding. It gives you an awareness, a confidence, a trust. God is faithful in his word. He is faithful in his word. And even though I know a lot of what I say may be geared today towards women and some of the time towards women, I know some men that has gone through a lot. So you pick what you need out of what I say, but what you know for real, you don't have to pick out is God's word. It's for mankind, all of us. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a female, a male or a female. His word is for all of us. So what are you going to do? You're going to trust him. Don't let the fact that I'm a woman saying this turn you off from, oh, I don't want to listen. I don't want to be a part of this or anything. God's word is something you need to be a part of regardless of your sex, regardless of your gender. Yes, it's a wonderful thing that we as women, we all can get together and we commune and we actually talk and we can get some things out. But I've been learning from talking to some men who are going through a lot of circumstances and stuff themselves that I'm like, okay, so you have this going on with you. I have this in some way, some form. But the fact that you are willing to deal with it and you are willing to like be open about it, be willing to be open. When I tell you God opened me up, I felt like, you see how you open up a can with a can opener and you almost want to stop. Well, let me tell you what happens when you open up a product and it just, you stop. If you don't go back to finish opening it up, it gets molded. It stinks. It starts not disintegrating, but deteriorating. It starts basically getting old. It brings along some fluids and some smell, and it's bad. Open all the way up so God can use you. Trust me, there's more in you. He's not finished with you. You're a continuous work. God is so amazing. If you just go through, deal with the things that's going on in your life, I promise you it won't all be like this. It's an expected end for you. An expected end. Don't be so worried on the end, having an end be right now. No, don't worry about your next. Worry about, and you don't have to worry, be in the now. Because your next is already lined up. If God has went before us and he's already had everything mapped out, you have to get to your next by dealing with the now. I wish I can tell you it would be easy. It may not be. For some of us it's easy, some of us not. But that it's something that you have to deal with and go along with and go in, because you're going to grow. I promise you, you're going to grow. This woman 2 years ago wasn't like this, to the point I kept referring to myself as a girl. I'm a woman, full-fledged woman. You know why? Because God and I speak to one another. Be willing to listen to him. Listen to what he has to say about you. Be willing to deal with it. You know, we all out here in this world are going through something. Everybody. I thank God for COVID, because 2020 was a revealing year. What does they say about 2020? For the vision, for your eyes. And that's where I'm going to go back on to. 2020 was a year that changed for everyone. Everyone. COVID came in, a pandemic. But you are living and you are still here and you are a fighter. So write the vision and go forth. One of the songs I like is Take It Back by Dorinda Clark. Oh my goodness, Johnson. No. But one of the Clark sisters, Dorinda. I just say Dorinda. One of my favorite Clarks, because I love her spunky personality, you know. And she has a song, Take It Back. Take It All Back. That song, I play it literally every day. Go and take it back. But this is the thing about taking it back. Be willing to take everything back that the enemy has stole. And then be productive in it by speaking words of life and peace and joy into someone else's life. Because you are not the only one that has went through something, that something was taken from them, that is hurting, that may have all kinds of things going on. Be a listening ear and an open heart for someone else. I used to ask myself, like as of recently, I asked myself, how are you trying to mentor when you're being mentored. That's the best way. Because it's like that cup that is always being filled. How are you going to just say, I want to be filled? But if you're pouring out and you're pouring out and you're pouring out, you're going to be empty at some point. So that's why you have to be mentor and mentor out. So that this way you're being filled. As you're filling someone else, you're still being filled. That's what it is like for my nonprofit, praying it forward. So just like you praying in and you're speaking life into someone else, someone is still speaking it into you because they're getting spoken to them. And it's just a continuous thing, a continuous thing. Write the vision. Write it out. Don't worry about it being too long. If you gotta write, I have booklets, journals. Write it out. Now for me, I started out, God, I want you. I want your will to be done. What you want? What you want me to do? And then go from there. I tell him how beautiful and amazing and loving and trustworthy and just who he is. And then I go and I write out the things that I want. But Lord, let them be your need. Let them be your need in your want. Write it out. Shoot, you take the time to watch a show, a movie. I don't even know what's out popular right now because I'm somebody who still watch old school. So Living Single for me. One of my favorite shows. Living Single. Sit there, tune that out, and write out what you need and what you want from God and what he needs and what he wants. And I guarantee you, you'll start marking stuff off as he's doing it. And I asked him also, let it be a continuous thing. Because just because he gave it to you once don't mean he can't give it to you again. He can do that. He's an amazing God. So I love you. I thank you so much for you being you. You are a wonderful, wonderful woman. And if you're a male on tonight, I'll give you your big ups. I don't not give men their big ups. I thank you for watching, taking the time out. I will be back on with you guys tomorrow. Bye now.